Well, we owe you one, folks. Ladies and gentlemen, for the second time this week, welcome to the Fellowship. My name is Adam Hawk. He is Ryan Cassimus Engle.
They call me the photo editor.
And you did a great job today. Together,
Really?
we own and operate a small business, but this past weekend, we owned but could not operate a simple camera. Before we get into the show, I asked you to stop clearing your throat into the microphone.
What was that?
We published a podcast on Monday that had audio but no video because we learned the hard way that this camera that we're using will only record for 30 minutes at a time. And we recorded for 90 minutes and none of the audio lined up with the visual after the first time that the camera shut off. And thus the podcast went out with no video, breaking a 2-week streak of having video.
Ooh.
So we thought, let's get back on video.
Well, we had the video. You just got a little chirpy. Could have waited a couple days. We could have had the video, but you didn't want to do that.
I messed up the audio.
Yeah, I think you did that on purpose.
No.
I don't think you're being honest.
No, I am being honest.
Are you really?
Yeah, and put that mic closer to your face.
No, it's fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, if you're listening on Apple or Spotify this week, please go over to the YouTube page and watch the video instead because we're going through this extra effort to do
Did you like that?
The video. And while you're over on the YouTube page, press subscribe. It is free. It is one click. It helps out the good guys. You can either search Nation Golf on YouTube or go to the Uniform Resource Locator, youtube.com/@NationGolf. This is great. I've got some brand new t-shirts that I want to show that are just...
Coco's trying to nest on them. Look at her.
They're just off camera, and your...
Good girl, Coco. I gave her a haircut last night, so she's pretty clean.
Your little white pocket dog has...
That's a 20-pounder. That isn't a pocket dog.
Made its home on the pile.
In fact, you
of shirts.
would look awkwardly carrying that dog.
I would look awkwardly carrying that dog, or just awkward?
Tomato.
I'm pretty tired today.
Really?
I went to bed at 9 p.m. last night, and when I got into bed, I decided to watch a full-length Major League Baseball game on my phone on YouTube from 1995.
Why?
I just felt like it. I watched Game 5 of the ALDS between the Yankees and the Seattle Mariners, and I don't regret it at all, but it begs the question, do you ever go down nostalgic rabbit holes?
Yeah, mostly golf.
Is your throat ever gonna clear?
I'm a smoker now, Adam. Deal with it.
Okay, let me ask the question again since you cleared your throat over it. Do you ever go down nostalgic rabbit holes?
And I answered golf. Your thoughts?
Do you care to elaborate?
Yeah, big fan of the old Skins games and Shell's Wonderful World of Golf. They actually, before Shell took it over, they did the same kind of thing with the match play. One of my favorite matches was in the Bahamas, and it was Arnold Palmer against Julius Burrows, and that was pretty sweet. It's amazing that even back then they had really high quality footage, which is incredible considering our podcast has really low quality footage.
Not anymore. We upgraded.
Well, kind of.
I go down nostalgic rabbit holes all the time. Clear your throat one more time and watch what happens to it.
Your thoughts?
I watch episodes from the first 10 seasons of The Simpsons pretty often, and I still have just about every line memorized from those episodes. And I'll throw on the Beastie Boys once a year just for a trip down memory lane.
The Beastie Boys?
Yeah, not a fan?
I am a fan. It's just, that's interesting.
Grew up on the Beastie Boys.
Mm-hmm. Are you still growing up? Or are you know what I mean?
Well, we are in a
not grown up yet
segment talking about nostalgia. I also bought all the old Sonic video games for my kids. I'll play those on occasion. And I watch Ken Griffey Jr. highlights on the weekly. I realized I love living in the past. And as Yogi Berra once famously said, the future ain't what it used to be.
Yeah. Are you going to start coming to work with animal hoodies and pacifiers in your mouth? Put your plugs back in your ear?
I saw on some golf media account that they put out a poll question asking their followers which was the best major of the year now that all four have wrapped up. The Masters, the PGA Championship, the U.S. Open, or the British Open. I want you to rank them personally, but before you do you want to guess the rankings from John Q. Public? What do you think came in first place for John Q. Public's favorite major of the year?
They probably put the British Open first since it just happened, since everyone has basically...
Recency bias?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you're wrong.
Really?
They went with the Masters. 84% of the vote went to Rory winning the Masters in a playoff over Justin Rose.
Wow.
What do you think came in second place?
Not the PGA.
No,
I can tell you that.
It did not.
Is the PGA in last?
We'll get there.
Come on, just tell me.
Yes.
Golly, gee willikers, Batman. What is the PGA's problem?
What came in second place in the public
Does
vote?
it even matter?
The U.S. Open got 11% of the vote. J.J. Spawn outlasting the world and making a 70-foot putt on the 72nd hole for his first major. In a very distant third with just 3% of the vote, Scotty winning the British Open this past weekend by 4 shots.
I think we're living in a time, I don't know if this has ever happened in golf, where the dominant, exciting player is thought of and marketed as a non-exciting player, and his dominance is all of a sudden week in and week out forgettable? When has that ever happened? By far and away, his dominance playing Royal Portrush with wind directions different all 4 days and showing absolute poise and playing essentially close to perfect golf at a true test, at a traditional test, and that one
came in third with 3% of the vote.
Is below J.J. Spawn
Here's
with a lab putter.
Here's the best part of this.
It's unbelievable, really. I mean, if Scotty was anyone else that has some type of marketability, he would have been just not only won that little debate or ranking, but he'd be all over everything. And it's amazing to me that he's not, because he's clearly putting on a clinic. He's a once-in-a-lifetime talent, and he's essentially forgettable. That's crazy. And forgettable like 3 days ago?
Coming in last place in this poll,
PGA.
with just 1% of the vote, and I think we all know that Tony Baccardi was the person that voted for this, the PGA Championship, which Scotty also won in a runaway by 5 shots.
Yeah. I think the more people discredit, dislike, or just plain don't understand Scotty, the more I like him.
I don't think it's about discrediting or disliking Scotty so much as it is Augusta is Augusta, the Masters is the Masters, and Rory winning the career Grand Slam in the fashion that he did after the drought that he had was clearly going to be John Q. Public's favorite major of the year. There's 10 reasons why that major was the best major of the year. And it starts and ends with the fact that it is the Masters. How do you rank them?
Like I said, I think that Rory Masters is fairly forgettable just because of the fashion in which he won.
That's forgettable?
Mm-hmm.
Him winning in a playoff to break a 11-year drought and win the career Grand Slam was forgettable to you?
I mean, he stumbled the entire time.
And you remember that he stumbled?
Maybe. I remember that it wasn't that exciting.
In the interest of time, rank the majors from this year, your favorite to least favorite.
I would say the British Open won.
Okay.
I'd probably go Masters 2.
Mm-hmm.
And then, obviously, U.S. Open PGA.
Yeah.
But the PGA wasn't that bad. It's just that their product's so bad.
Mm.
You know, like competition-wise, and Scotty's performance was great. I would say Scotty's performance in the PGA was better than J.J. Spahns in the U.S. Open. But the U.S. Open was more entertaining to watch because they made it so difficult and kind of gimmicky, you know? So I guess that's how I'd rank him. But ultimately, I would say this major season was C+. Overall, all four combined, looking at the history of golf, C+.
Here's a fun fact. Harris English finished runner-up in 2 majors this year. Did you even know that?
Yeah, because in our majors pool at the club that Scott Ackerson puts on, he has lots of hearsay, stats, banter that goes through a channel of boomers on electronic mail. And there was a little story he told of his wife bringing that very point up going into this week. So he kind of called it ahead of time. And she didn't win the overall pool, but she got top 10. And Miss Ackerson had Harris English as one of her 3 picks for the British Open. So that catapulted her up. And I thought that was pretty cool.
Harris English finished runner-up at 2 majors this year. He finished runner-up at the PGA and the British. And he lost both of them to Scotty Scheffler by a combined 9 shots.
That's crazy.
It's insane.
And here we are going, oh, yeah, Scotty's victories are, well, he's boring. Pff. It's amazing that people need a fist pump and an overreaction to get excited these days.
Switching gears in probably the most non-segue way possible.
Non-segue way?
Non-segue way.
Non-segue way. Non-segue way. Are you laughing finally?
Yeah.
Finally get you to laugh, huh?
That was great.
You just look annoyed over there, dude.
Oh, I'm fine. I am keeping an eye on the clock.
Really?
You got to go to the beach, I'm sure. Right?
Going to a fundraiser tonight.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
For what?
A friend of mine was struck by a drunk driver, and he's been in the hospital for a few months. And so we're doing a lot of fundraiser events to help him out.
You made the surfboard for Los, right?
One of them, yeah. We're making a few, and the first one isn't for tonight. It's for this weekend. But tonight's at Trevor at the Tracks, who's a good friend of ours. He plays in our tournament, Trevor Baird, and he's hosting a fundraiser at his restaurant tonight, so it should be really cool. And update on my friend Charlos, too, is he's showing great signs. He's coming out of his coma, and he's interacting with the family, and we're just praying that he makes a full recovery and doing everything we can to help him out and his family.
That's great to hear that he's showing good signs.
He is, yeah, and it's a tragic, really brutal accident, but he's young, he's in shape, he's a fighter, he's a believer, and he's got a lot of people praying for him.
That's great. I hope you have fun tonight, and I hope you guys raise a lot of money. I do want to say rest in peace to an icon of icons, Ozzy Osbourne, the Prince of Darkness and a founding member of the hugely influential metal band Black Sabbath.
Oh, I thought you were going to say his television show. Why would anybody want to watch me on DVD?
I do live for that limited impression you have of him. It's fantastic. Now, look, I know it probably...
You got to find that clip because that clip is incredible.
I've looked for it many times.
Can't find it?
No, but I could always go get that DVD and
and find it
and pull it from there.
Oh my God, it's such a good... I don't know why that has stayed with me all these years, but every time I see Ozzy Osbourne, I just think of that moment. It's so funny. That whole show was just like they're doing it. The kids are in on it. The mom's in on it, and he's just kind of there.
Yeah.
And that's what makes it.
Right.
Because he has no fucking idea that... I don't even think he knew what reality TV was.
I know it probably doesn't line up well that a co-owner of a classic golf brand that models its look on country club attire is a massive, massive fan of metal music, but I am, and I absolutely love a particular kind of metal, and the metal that I love can typically be filed under the genre of stoner metal or doom metal. And if you're familiar with those genres, you know that the guitars are tuned down, The riffs are super slow and fuzzy and typically coming through an orange stack, and the drums are plodding, the bass is doomy, and the lyrics are psychedelic. It's not double bass kick, it's not speed metal, it's not guttural screaming. It's a drop-tuned acid trip. That's my favorite kind of metal, and Ozzy and Black Sabbath get all the rightful credit in the world for pioneering that.
I would disagree with some of that as far as Black Sabbath goes, especially the early stuff. They were definitely metal and influenced that genre heavily, but they also heavily influenced punk music. And a lot of their stuff was cutting edge in the fact of speed, especially the drums. And coming from a person who used to play drums, I would put the headphones on and try to keep up and play to War Pigs all the time. Such an epic drum solo in that song.
Yeah. Cool.
And very fast and flavorful in the fills, as they say in the business.
Yeah. I'm specifically speaking of their album Master of Reality. It is timeless, and it has heavily influenced bands like Sleep and Electric Wizard and Cryptograph, bands that I listen to on the regular, and bands that I listen to more than Sabbath, because I found Sabbath on the backwards route. Obviously, everyone knows and grew up with Iron Man and Crazy Train, but if we're being honest, those songs suck. Those are Black Sabbath's versions of Hotel California and Don't Stop Believin'.
Suck is a pretty hard word, but
it's radio friendly.
Sounds like you know what you're talking about. So,
but for a while, that's all I knew of Sabbath and Ozzy. And then I really got into the band Sleep, and the more I read about them, the more Black Sabbath kept coming up. So I finally worked my way back, and it was like an American golfer going to Scotland and finding the starting place of it all. If you do one thing today, listen to Master of Reality, Sabbath's record from 1971. And listen,
71, isn't that incredible?
It's crazy. And listen to it front to back. It's only 8 tracks. It's 34 minutes, and it is a masterpiece. Beyond the music, Ozzy was a legendary pop culture character. His entire look and his speaking voice was so disarming and endearing, despite the fact that he was the so-called Prince of Darkness. This dude was so magnetic that MTV gave his family a reality show.
Yeah.
And that was before any celebrity family had a reality show.
Yeah, they kind of started it.
They did. And to this day, that show holds the highest ever recorded ratings for MTV.
I'll tell you what, as trash as MTV is and always has been in many aspects, and they did a lot of trash stuff, they sure pioneered a lot of stuff too.
Oh yeah.
You know, they definitely deserve a lot of credit. It's kind of incredible.
Yeah.
When you think about it.
I think Ozzy defied the odds. He was 21 years old when Sabbath released their first record. He stayed incredibly famous for 55 years, and more importantly, he stayed incredibly likable, and he did it as the frontman for a heavy metal band. He made something niche, something hugely popular. He was incoherent, and that made him funny. He was painfully British, and that made him charming. He was a frontman for one of the most influential bands of all time, and that made him legendary. Ozzy Osbourne, cheers to you, sir, for a life well lived. Rest in peace to the Prince, who, in my opinion, was really a king.
Yeah, well said.
Thank you. YouTube comments. Will the Thrill Schwarz says, quote, needed to hear that Hawk's dad made it home from the hospital. Did not need to hear Engle's slander on Tex-Mex.
What?
You slandered Tex-Mex when you were slandering Mexican food in New Mexico.
Well, I mean, that's just another perfect example of people in their emotions listening to a take. You put Tex-Mex out in front of me right now, I'm going to eat it, enjoy it, and you're going to hear a lot of really good. Tex-Mex is good. Didn't say it wasn't. But in comparison to authentic Mexican food, it's kind of an abomination. Stand by that. Still would order it, still would eat it, and I'm still cool with it. But it's also tchotchke.
Brian Coxon writes in, well played on the British Open Recap podcast. Great hearing golf takes from true students of the game.
Really?
Yes, and
that's
thank
not
you.
Sarcastic?
No, and this Brian Coxon guy is someone that recently came into my purview a couple of months ago. He is a new golfer as of 2020, like so many are. And he is an oil painter, and he started oil painting local golf courses.
That's cool.
Very cool, because most of the times when you see paintings of golf courses, you see Pebble, you see Augusta, you see St. Andrews.
Let me guess. You ordered a Chester, Washington print from him.
I should, and I will. Check out Brian's stuff at Brian Coxon Art on Instagram. Extremely talented guy.
Big shout out.
It is a big shout out.
Shout out of a lifetime.
Jim Benton wrote in, Hawk, you don't need a fancy teleprompter. Just stick your laptop behind the camera. Who's going to scroll?
Yeah.
Jim.
Yeah.
Stop.
Why don't Jim come over here and hold up some cards for you?
He would.
He would.
He would.
He would. Really?
He would.
Okay. Maybe.
LF Ocho El Scorcho, which sounds like an AOL screen name from the 90s, but it's his YouTube handle, writes in, quote, I love the podcast. I don't play golf, but I love this show. And if I'm out strolling through Fort Collins and having a stogie by myself, I love it even more. I will keep listening for sure, dudes.
Love it.
I absolutely love that comment. There's a guy that doesn't care for golf. I don't know him personally. He lives in Colorado, and he takes solo walks by himself.
What's his name?
His name is...
Oh, El Scorcho de Moro or whatever?
LF Ocho El Scorcho.
I wonder if it's the guy that just bought some stuff. Oh, he said he doesn't play golf. Wasn't him. Never mind.
No, but that's cool to get that comment from somebody that doesn't play golf.
Right.
So as we wrap up this show and I destroy the set, we have just 5 minutes left before the camera craps out and before we need to both...
We could go to commercial break and keep going. Really?
Let's talk about the very, very quickly, the state of the business and how people can help support. Do you want to be very honest and transparent about your mindset today over how Nation Golf is doing?
Yeah, I've said it a million times. We're pushing our own snowball down the hill. We don't have some trust fund, although the naysayers will say we look like trust fund kids. Boy, I wish that was true. But we're not. So buy some belts, and more importantly, we got some T-shirts that just dropped today. And mama needs a new pair of shoes, if you know what I'm saying. And that mama is the tax man. So why don't you log on in and know that you're actually helping some real, authentic small business owners, not these fluff job wannabe influencers that think they have the world figured out on giving you advice on e-commerce reach and target demographics. And play your ball down with some real golfers over here. We got the new woven belts.
Yes, and
ribbon.
If you're watching on YouTube, because this will not lend itself to the audio medium, if you are watching on YouTube, which we hope that you are, I am holding up one of 3 new belts that we have. This is the black belt, and this is the tan belt.
Yeah, what's cool about these is, you know, the classic ribbon style repeat belts. We made those, and just like everything, we do everything from the ground up, fully custom. And we added a nice faux alligator to the leather portion of the belt, which I think is a really nice subtle accent. And I've been wearing the belts for a couple weeks now and just love them. I think for years I wore the Arnold Palmer version of this belt. You can probably see them in many Tips from the Tips videos. But it's nice to, what would you say, adorn the Smoking Tom logo around the old waistline. What size belt did you get, Hawk?
We also have some new T-shirts.
Hawk tried on a belt, and he had to try on another one, if you know what I'm saying. Excuse me, Coco.
Yeah, sorry, dog. Had to get the shirts here. So again, if you are watching on YouTube, we just got some brand new T-shirts in.
Yeah, we've done away with the horrible trend that's been going on for way too many years now, and we're guilty of it too, of the thin, soft, just, I don't even know what you call them, those slinky shirts. We're back to the heavyweight, boxy fit, classic T-shirt. No bullshit, no fluff, just a tried true, something that you can wash a million times and still wear. Let it patina, let it fade. Instead of these other ones that last a year and then you got to get rid of them, So come shop with us. Made in the USA, heavyweight tees. And here's Adam's favorite. We've been waiting a long time to bust this thing out. And
yes,
quite
folks.
simply, folks, we'll see you in church.
Got to do the play-by-play here for the audio listener. I am holding up a Seafoam green shirt with a vintage Smoking Tom logo on the front left breast, and on the back, 43, the man himself, George W. Bush, who is famous for meeting the media and saying, now watch this drive, after debriefing on Middle East terrorism off the cuff. Incredible moment. But our favorite moment from that clip, which for some reason does not get talked about enough, is when he gets into the front seat of the golf cart riding passenger with his dad, 41, rest in peace. And as he passes the photographers, they both simultaneously wave, and W says to the assembled media,
"See you in church."
It's just too good.
It's too good. He's leaned back in a Cushman, and you love to see it.
You do. Wow, we are hitting the post, as they say in the business, really well. We have some time to get out of here and keep it all on one. Are those called SIM cards? Keep it all on one SIM card?
SD card?
SD cards, yes. What are SIM cards? That's what goes in the
That
back
one
of
goes
your
in the
cell
phone.
In the phone.
Your old singular wireless Nokia phone?
You remember playing Snake
Oh, yeah.
on those?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I remember texting people, too, where you had to be like 111 to get to see.
Oh, right. Yes. Yes.
222.
Yes.
44.
Yes. Yeah.
What a day.
Yeah. What a time to be alive.
That's where these, like, grammatically challenged texts came from.
Grammatically?
Yeah, grammatically. That's where it was like C, letter U, K, instead of O, because it was like, dude, I'm trying to punch as little numbers as I can here.
Yeah. Not trying to do Morse code.
Kind of like that.
Yeah.
Kind of dig it.
Should we go back to that?
I mean, everyone already does it. I'm just saying where it came from. Because I'm a nostalgic guy, I dip deep into it, especially late at night, go deep in the nostalgia.
Nice callback.
You know what I'm saying?
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening. We wanted to do this bonus episode as a make good for not getting video up last time. Hopefully the video works this time. Please go to nationgolf.com. Check out the offerings, especially the new stuff. If we're being real and we're being transparent, we have never needed your support more. And if you cannot support financially, that's fine. Go to the YouTube page, youtube.com/@nationgolf, and press subscribe. And then what do you know? Tell a friend about the podcast. Would that kill you to just tell a friend, hey, there's this thing I listen to once a week that I really enjoy, and maybe you would enjoy it too? We've got non-golf fans taking walks around Fort Collins, smoking a dart, smoking a schmag, and they are enjoying the show.
It's almost like I can hear the theme music creep in already.
Yes, as the cell phone timer goes on.
Is that what I was hearing?
Hey, Jim Benton, come down and fix this show because Justin Jung won't do it.
We'll see you back in
2 and 2.
2 and 2. Utah!